Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type the number 1 in that chat box, that comment section. Let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. Morning, Brenda. Morning, Jeff. Lee, thank you. Hey, Trip. Morning. Sean, Kevin, Erica. Good afternoon, Erica. A lot of names flying through here, guys. Having a fantastic day, Daniel. I hope you are as well. Hey, John. Good afternoon, Jim. Fantastic, fantastic. All right, I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you so much. Excuse me. As we get started here today, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. Let me put that puppy on. Where did it open? Somewhere, I'm sure I just can't see it. All right. Let's see. You got, there we go. My camera's hidden somewhere else on my screen behind my chat box, so that's fine. Excellent. Good. All right. As we get going here, remember, there's a lot of great things happening this week. Just as an FYI, I am on vacation this week, believe it or not. We were scheduled. We had tickets already to go down to Florida. And my daughter decided this is the week she wanted to have her engagement party. So we canceled that, but I am quasi off today. So I will be doing Pop and Cover Call Explorer. That's not a problem. I'm here doing Power Hour. I'm doing Monster Market Movers on Wednesday. Other than that, you're not going to see me around. I am going to be very distant. A little bit of trading where I can, but more importantly, just hanging out and spending time with my wife. My daughter, my youngest daughter, who still lives at home, she's busy putting her classroom together as a teacher. She's going to be there for weeks of time. But I didn't want to miss being here today, so I decided to jump in and keep this going. So appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the time with the family without a doubt. Yeah, Jim, we're going to take some small trips. My wife and I really not going anywhere because every day we're prepping something, whether it's ordering food, getting people to come deliver tables and chairs and all that wonderful stuff. Thank goodness we redid our backyard. Now my kids decided that it's theirs to have parties in. Again and again. So, but we do have Patterns in a Flash coming up on the 18th. That's Q&A for anybody that's in Tony's Patterns in a Flash. You'll automatically be registered, just like you will for the E-mini coming up on the 25th, right? 24th is the next Trading You, right? Power Hour Trading Coaches Playbook, regular schedule, August 17th, How to Trade the Market. Do not miss that training. Brandon does an amazing job at that. Lee, can you drop the link in the chat box for that How to Trade the Market class? It is outstanding, guys. I love when he does it. You will not be disappointed from it, that's for sure. Mastermind group, of course, Tuesday night. Pop, Cover Call Explorer, E-mini, all on their regular schedule. Brandon is back from vacay now, so we're good there. Here's our followers page. Make sure you do. Make sure you follow along on all the various social platforms that we're on. Keep up with the latest and greatest. Here's Brandon's class, your winning trading formula. Guys, that's How to Trade the Markets. That's coming up on the 17th. Get in that training, all right? Whoop, I don't want to share that with you just yet. So how did your trades go today? Let me know. How'd you do? Drop them in the chat box. I don't care if they were funded or non-funded. It doesn't matter. I don't care if they were losers, break-even winners. It doesn't matter. The whole thing here is that you are attempting to move forward. And how do you show that? How do you share that? By going ahead and dropping those trades in there. Whatever you did, it doesn't matter how good or how bad. I'm looking for some home runs if we can find them. And then we're going to walk through the topic today, but then I'm going to kind of detour down another path to really show you that it doesn't matter how crappy people say summertime is to trade, how bad the market conditions may or may have been. There is such great profit potential right now in the market, things that happened just today that I'm going to go ahead and share with you. All right, so let's see what you guys have. Thanks for dropping that in there, Lee. I appreciate it. Daniel said, done well so far today, made 3 practice trades on SPY and was able to capture a profit of 9%, 3%, and 8%. Good job, Daniel. Good job. Beyond Meat and AG naked puts for John, 9 covered call, Cover Call Explorer, cash flow $700. Oh, those two from Cover Call Explorer, $700 cash flow. Really nice. Really nice. Whew. Let's see. Jim said, I'm ready today to report trades still open. DAL up 144%. Nice. Great job. SPY $626 up 127%. SPY 67K up 98%, $1,178. Closed trades today. SPY $560. SPXW.X, which is the indexes that Brandon trades. Where'd it go? Calls $1,400 up $1,400. Good day so far. Great job today, Jim. This is a hammer day, baby. Dropping the hammer. Anything over $1,000 is dropping the hammer. I just don't have it at the home office. I think I need to get one just for here too. Right? Roku still in, Roman said. All right, great job there, Roman. Brenda said just got in, up over $100 on the Qs, 11:45. She timestamped, still in. Good. Trip said just stopped out of AMD for plus 1 point. How bad can that be, right? Trader Will USB day trade still in, up $458. Nice. And Erica said SPY practice trade up 68%. Guys, you see, thank you for those of you that put that in there. Right? There is great opportunity out there to make money in the market. You know what the biggest key is? It's that finger right there. Yep, only that one. The other ones don't work. It's just that finger. All right. And if that finger is broken or something, you could use the other hand or a different one if you have to. But that's the finger that you're hitting enter with. Right? Because if you're not hitting enter, even in non-funded trades, you will not get there. You have to hit that enter button. Oh, Rob, I don't fully understand it. Don't care. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. That's how I learned. I don't care that you don't understand it. Do it anyway. Just don't do it with real money. Do it with non-funded trades, but you have to do it, right? That one finger right there, that finger has made Amazon rich because of my daughter, right? Her placing her orders on Amazon. Crazy girl, the way she buys stuff there. Enter. That's it, Erica. That's what it's just do it again and again and again. I mean, those of you that took the one trade away challenge, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you that did not, you need to, all right? For $49, I mean, you cannot go wrong. Heck, if you came back to me at the end of that one trade away challenge, if you enroll in it today and you came back at the end of that challenge and said, nah, wasn't worth the $49, I want my money back, you can have it. Keep the training, the whole thing. Go through the entire month of training, the entire 30 plus days, because there are more than 30 days in there. Go through all of that inside of there. The one trade away challenge. Go through all of it for $49, guys. How many times do I say hit enter, hit enter, hit it? It's hundreds of times because I know what it takes for you to be successful. Right? Do it. Right. Trader Wilson, anyone that says it was not worth it did not do it. Exactly. Jim said, thank you. Yeah, there you go. I mean, guys, it works. Okay, it works. You got to hit that enter button. All right. So with that, many of you know that Amelia is someone that trades very religiously. She produces a product, a tool called Trade Watch Alerts. Okay, every single day she throws trades out there. There are 3 trades going out every day. On top of the SPYs and the Qs, she sets those up as well. So it's really at least 5 trades a day that she gets out there every single day. Right? Amelia is my hero. There you go, Brandon. She does a great job. She really does, right? So debit spread magic. Amelia is very much a debit spread trader. I am not. Doesn't mean it's good, bad, or indifferent. It's just not me. All right. So, but Amelia knows how to use volatility, when to trade the debits, when to trade the credit. She's very good at that. Right? She teaches you that inside of her trainings. And what she did today at 9:40 a.m. this morning, you could see it. Where's my drawing tools? Let's just grab that puppy right there. You can see it right here. 9:40 a.m. is where she got in the trade. It was a vertical spread on LMT. Right? She put $1 out of her pocket to do this trade. Right? And did 3 contracts of each. It's got to be equal on both sides to be a true debit spread. Right? We'll call it 4 minutes later. She closed out all 3 positions and they gave her $1.50. So she originally spent $1. So $100 to do 1 contract, $300 to do 3 contracts. So she had a late $300 out. Her maximum risk, $300. That's it, maximum risk. 4 minutes later, they paid her $1.50 per contract or per share. So $150 times 3 is $450. So she is up $150 in 4 minutes, under 4 minutes. All right. What a great trade setup there, right? Did she put some numbers on there? Let's see, 50% rate of return in 4 minutes. Woo! Good job, Amelia. Yeah, Amelia rocks. You're right, Trip. She does. She absolutely does. Woohoo, Amelia. Yeah. Woohoo! That's better, Rob. All right. And then we got one more from Amelia today. Right. So let's grab the drawing tool one more time. Just one more shot, baby. So at 9:52 this morning, SPY, you'll notice a little bit of a difference here. It's 13 contracts. Remember, SPY trades 3 days a week, expirations. Trades every day of the week. Expirations 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Which means today, Amelia is doing today's expiration, which means there's very small cost overall in that option because it expires today. All right. So what does that do for us? What does that tell us? Well, she bought to open 13 contracts plus 13, the August 15th, right? 424 call at 267. Okay. $2.67. So if you did just one contract, and you're talking about $2.67 times 100 shares, that's $267. All right. To do one, Amelia did 13. To do Amelia's trade, you need 3,471. Rob, I can't do that. Do one. You don't have to do 13. That's Amelia's number. We were talking about a number today. We were talking about one of the tools that we're coming out with, and we're talking about there will be a limitation of how many people can actually get access to this tool. And Amelia immediately said, I think it should be 21 or 34. Why? Because they're Fibonacci numbers. Everything we do here seems to be related around fibs, right? So 34.71 in the trade, but what happened, guys? I mean, what did she do there? Well, if we look, she sold them 3 minutes later, call it 52 to 56, 4 minutes later. She sold them 4 minutes later for 308, right? So if we take 3.08 and we subtract 2.67, 41 cents a share. If you did one contract in 4 minutes, less than 4 minutes, you made $41, right? Because it would be times 100 shares, $41. If you did this Amelia style and did 13 contracts, you made $533. Now, are you crushing it at $530 a day? Call it 500 after you take out commissions if you want, right? And just cost them your electric, whatever. Call it $500 for the day. Are you killing it? No, you're not killing it. Is there a need to work if you can pull $500 a day in? For many of you, probably not, because that's $2,500 a week. That, call it $2,000 a week. Let's say that one day a week you don't get one, right? That's $2,000 a week that you do not pay FICA, you do not pay FUI, you do not pay SUI, something like, federal, state, Social Security, or social insecurity. You don't pay any of that because this is not earned income. All right. It's ordinary income. It's just a matter of knowing how to properly structure yourself so you minimize your taxes greatly. Legally. Right? Legally. Yeah, there you go. Right? So Amelia did a fantastic job today. Right? And all of that, guys, listen, I'm going to tell you, and gals, Lee just dropped a link to Amelia's Trade Watch Alerts. If you haven't taken it before, there's a 2-week trial in there. Go ahead and take advantage of that trial. If you had taken it and you had stopped and you're back, again, considering it, guys, take advantage of the trial. So many things have changed in the last year, and it's how the market trades and how Amelia trades those candidates. You want to capitalize on those. So take advantage of it. Right? Lee, drop that link in again. Erica's saying she's not seeing it. Yeah, Lee, you dropped it to host and panelists. That's why you got to make sure you drop into everybody. Nope. Came in the same way, Lee. There you go. There you go. Do the same thing with Brandon's link that I asked you to drop in earlier. Yeah, Jeff said Trade Watch Alerts is a phenomenal tool. How long have you used it now, Jeff? And I agree with you, by the way. It is an amazing tool. 2 years. Jeff's been using it for 2 years now. Guys, the trades Amelia comes up with are outstanding. All right, and there is the link that Lee dropped in for you guys for Brandon's How to Trade the Market class. All right. Before we get into Tesla, I want to deviate. I told you we're going to deviate a little bit. I want to deviate and talk about today. I want to talk about trade setups that were there that you could have taken advantage of had you followed along. And let me share with you exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Very first thing I want to look today is Adobe. Adobe, really? I mean, they're not this real exciting company. It's Adobe. I understand. But you see Adobe close now, what we would call a switchback trade, right? Switchback trade is basically we're closing at a key level, which means we could push up, we could push down. You may have a greater move one direction than the other. We have a much greater move potential to the upside here than the downside, but this one's set up perfectly for what we're looking for. So what did I do? I went ahead and I watched this trade setup with my preference on bullish, not on bearish today. All right. Once the market had given us some clear direction, I was only interested in bullish. So Adobe, let me put this to a 5-minute chart for a second. Let me zoom in there. So what am I looking for? It's very clear. I am looking for a close above and a retest and a bounce. We got a close above on Adobe. We move down. We got a big close above. We move back and look what? 1025. Boom, chagalaka. We closed right at the Fibonacci level, right there. And what happens the next candle? And we bounce. Right here, folks, was your opportunity. Now, again, this would be a day trade. I am not telling you you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of this, but we're talking about 446, and right now it's at 449, let's call it. Right, which means you're up $3 on the stock, you're up $2 on the option. If you only did one contract, you're up $200. If you did 5 contracts, you're up $1,000. 10 contracts, you're up $2,000. You see where I'm going with this? Right? Do you have to work? Well, if you're making $2,000 on 10 contracts for a couple of dollar move, probably not. Adobe knocked it out of the park, right? Chipotle Mexican Grill set up the same way, right? CMG. They set the exact same way up. Let me just take this symbol down here, right? They closed right at a fib level, major fib level. Great move opportunity to the upside, limited move to the downside, but still enough to make it worth my while, right? So we go and look at Chipotle Mexican Grill, and we've got a support level, resistance level at 1663.42, right? We pushed up, man, we rocked right above it. We gapped up and rocked, but we never, on this candle, but we never really retested and bounced. So if you were more aggressive, could you have taken the trade? You could have. Could you have looked at a 1-minute chart instead of a 5? And seeing what would 1 minute do for you instead of the 5-minute chart? You could have, but I didn't really get a whole lot of excitement out of it either. You got to close down here and a gap up, but it's just a little too far away from me, right? So I'm not real interested at this point in Chipotle. The setup was there, but you know what? Position 1 in the chair, baby. Just taking it easy and chilling in the summertime. I don't need to trade that one, right? Next, we had NVIDIA. Let's go look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA closed right at a key fib level. I wouldn't call it a switchback because I'm not taking anything bearish. There's just not enough room, but we closed at the key level. If we pop to the upside, awesome. Can I move up into this 191 level where we've been before, 192? Yes, absolutely can. We're talking about 187 up to 192. I'll take it. That's a $5 move. I'm not catching all of it. Maybe I'm catching $3 of the stock, which gives me $2 on my options. I mean, this is awesome stuff, right? So we look at NVIDIA. Did it set up? I don't know. Let's see. Actually do know, but all right. So what happened? We had a big move up. We closed below. We pushed up. We closed up here and we retested the fib line and we bounced intra-candle. I'm in. Did I take some heat? I did. We're okay. Back up again. You're talking about an entry in the trade right about 188. So right about there, we're about 188.5 right now. Is it a home run? Nope, not a home run. Not at all. But you got to be in it to win it. You got to take that trade, guys. You got to know what's going on, right? So here we have NVIDIA, right? Let's go look at the next one. SPY, SPY. The SPY that loved me. Now, SPY was a little bit different. We closed above. So what's the phraseology? You tell me. If This was our close on Friday. You tell me, what am I looking for the stock to do for me in order to take a trade here? What's the phrase that I use a million times, if not 100 million times, that I've used here? What am I looking for the position to do? There you go, Roman. You got it, Brenda. There you go. Many of you are right, spot on, folks. Daniel, retest and bounce. And that's it. Roman put in retest. Guys, I'm looking for a move back to that fib line and a bounce. Why is that so important to me? Well, first thing is it's the 618, right? So that's a key level. That's an area of massive strength. We've been there the day before with a wick. So I've got good resistance, good support there on the bounce. And what happened today? Right? We opened up. You see, but you can't tell from this candle. You can if I bring this down to a 5-minute, but let's just go over to SPY on TradeStation and let's look there. All right, retest bounce off key fib level. So we closed we gapped down, closed above. We retested and we bounced. We're in the trade. It bounced off the 425.23 level, which is the fib line. So right about 426 is where we're in that trade. So right about here, it's up at 428 right now. If you bought an option at 426 with a 70 delta, and it's at 428, your option is up $1.40 right now. Call it a buck and a quarter with bid-ask spread. And we're not even counting for gamma has gone up, which means delta has gone up. We're just staying flat 70, right? Guys, if you did 10 contracts of this, you're up $1,250. On a $4,000 investment. You did one contract of this, you're up 125 bucks. See, it doesn't require that you do a lot of contracts. It requires that you do a lot of practice, a lot of hitting the enter button, a lot of non-funded trades to get to that point. But you've got to be able to find the candidates. You've got to learn a systematic approach on how to do it. All right, that was SPY. We've got one more, guys. Can you believe this is all today? W day. Me loving me some W day. Same thing. We closed above. I'm looking for retest on the bounce of that 175.18. Right. So if we go back and look at W day, we pushed up hard. We came back down and closed, and we did not have. Now I can't really share the screen with you the way that I want. And what I mean by that is this is what we should be looking at right here. Right? But it's very small for many of you to try. You're on a tablet, some are on a phone. You ain't seeing any of the candles here, especially the chart in the upper left, which is the 1 minute, right? So watch what happens when we change this 5-minute chart to a 1 minute chart. Come on, there we go. All right. We closed on the 942 closing candle. We closed right at 175.64, and we've got 175.18. As far as I'm concerned, we hit it right there. Our low on that candle was 175.21, 3 cents off of the fib line, and the next line we bounced. So the 5-minute helps me to get in and find the setup. The 1 minute helps me to tweak the entry and pull the trigger, right? And that's what we did here. So now you're talking about getting in about 176. Right now it's at 179. It's up $3 with a 70 delta. That's $2.10 on your option. Call it $2. One contract, you're up $200. 10 contracts, you're up $2,000. All right, folks. Can anybody tell me where are these candidates from? Did I just go searching charts and found these candidates? Where are these from? Where did I pick this list from? No, it's not a secret list. There you go. Paul, I saw 4 letters on yours. I didn't have my glasses on. I'm like, uh-oh, what's he writing in there? I saw you double type the P. Pop, pop. So many of you, pop, power option plays, right, is where they came from, guys, gals. This list, it is right here. I took it down so we could see better. Take a screenshot. That's the list of candidates, folks. right there. Had you taken these trades, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 4 of them worked perfectly, right? NVIDIA they could still be open. NVIDIA has not really done much, and Chipotle we never took. So you'd have taken 5 out of the 6 trades. 4 of them were working amazing. One of them is doing okay, all right? It's doing okay, and that's NVIDIA. But if you have one candidate that goes against you and the other 4 move in your direction, and you use the clear and concise entry method for taking the trade and use our exits for getting out of the trade, you minimize your risk drastically in the trade. Chipotle, I can't minimize my risk in this trade. I'm not maximize, but I increased my risk by taking Chipotle. It didn't do what I needed it to do. I don't get to take the smallest risk possible on this trade. All of these setups gave us great opportunities today. Great opportunities today, folks. Right? Power option plays. If you have not taken it, you need to. You need to. Folks, listen, plan on being there for 6 months. You're not going to learn it. This is not very simple one trade setup and we're done. No, there are a whole host of rules that we have just on power option plays and they work great. Right? It's a matter of you learning them and following them. And the only way you learn them is you use that pointer finger, right, to hit enter. Right? So Lee, drop that link in there to everyone if you would please to pop. Guys, check it out. There's the same thing. 2-week trial on there. Take the trial. Listen, take the trial. Say, he's giving a trial. I'm going to take it and cancel. I'm cool with that. You won't. Once you see what we do, you won't. But take advantage of it, folks. But Rob, I was in it a while ago. Good. It's time to get back in. Ask yourself, we're up over 900 grand in our non-funded account this year. Are you? If you did 1/10 of what we did and only did 1 contract, are you up 90 grand in that account? If you're not, then you probably want to make sure you're back in pop. All right. Very cool. So let's go ahead and let me take you back inside of here. On one. There we go. Let's talk about Tesla. Tesla is a power option plays stock. Has been for years, right? Love the stock, love the company, absolutely love Elon Musk. It's amazing how yesterday, my wife and I, with my daughter Sabrina, our my 25-year-old younger daughter, we were at Jones Beach last night, hanging out, walking, playing some of the games that are over there, golf and shuffleboard and whatever. We're just having a good time last night. And Elon Musk comes up as a topic of conversation, not by me, right? My wife and my daughter start going back and forth on it. They asked me a question. I just stood back and listened and just had this grin from ear to ear as I'm watching 2 people have no interest in the market talk about the richest person in the world, Elon Musk, and not mentioning Tesla, mentioning him by name, right? Very, very well known out there. Tesla has a stock split coming up. Originally, they announced, you had Amazon announce, Google announce, and you had Tesla announce right behind. The Tesla announcement, well, let's back up. The Amazon announcement was a 20-for-1 split, right? Google came out with a 20-for-1 split. Tesla came out and said, 20-for-1 split. When they took it to their shareholders, they dropped it to a 3-for-1 split, which the shareholders ratified, they approved, and that has been pushed through now to come up this month. So if we look at Amazon, and you have to understand that there is not a guarantee any longer of what will happen after the announcement, right? So you see an S right here, right? So Amazon came out and split on the 6th, which means on the 3rd, a Friday, effective at 4 p.m. closing time, the stock was going to make a split, and the official time would be, whether you saw the split, would be on Monday, where you had 1 share of stock in your account, and now you had 20 shares of stock, right? So you had more voting rights, more shares, but the same value-ish, give or take. Amazon took a big drop from there. Right? They dropped from about 125 down to about 105, 102, somewhere around that. Okay. But they hit our blue zone, and the blue zone, let me just scrunch a little bit, was the 100-point level and the 102.41 level, which was our fib line. Okay, so it pulled into the blue zone and got a bounce, right? I bought on open day. I bought again on the way down. I bought as we bounced off of here. I bought one more time on the way up. I was waiting for the earnings, missed it. There was just too big of a gap. I wasn't interested. I'm waiting for another opportunity to buy my last 20% of my shares of Amazon. These are long-term holdings. And yes, when I bought this, by the way, because I bought shares. The first shares I bought, I hit enter and went, wait, what just happened? I bought them in the wrong account. So I bought them again. So more than I wanted to in the pre-market for sure. Okay. We had a nice move up though from it. And now, you know, with my cost basis somewhere down in here, we're up sitting at about 140 bucks a share. I'm at like 110, 115, something like that. It's cost basis 112. I forget exactly what it is, somewhere around there. And again, long term, right? And right now, if you took an Amazon, right, is there opportunity on Amazon for a covered call? Well, let's see. We're looking for about a 40 delta. So let's go down to 34 delta. I got a full week left, Monday through Friday, and I can get right now $1.21 for the 145s. So $2.50 out of the money, I can get a $1.20 for it. If I want to go a little bit safer, I can pick up 90 cents for the 146. It's a 28 delta. There's only 28% chance of this going against me. And then we start getting some of the halves in here as well. All right. You can pick up 57 cents for the 147 half, right? Which only gives you a 19% chance of the position going against you. Point being is there's a lot of opportunity on an Amazon, right? But when they did their split was different than Google, right? Google split. They had a quick pop before a drop, right? Then the earnings came out and they got a pop on the earnings, and they have continued to rock ever since. When they did their split, right about 113, we'll call it ish. Right now they're sitting up at 122, so they're not as good of a move, but overall nice. But they did make it down to that 104 level, just like Amazon did. Right? So you've got two totally different moves on split announcements, right? Both came down, but a quick pop for the next 3 days on Google after the announcement. So what's Tesla going to do? I guarantee you, I can tell you what Tesla's going to do. Tesla's going to either go up, go down, or go sideways. I guarantee it. Absolutely guarantee it. Which one of those? Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. The method, the formula that you use to trade into this will be your choice, right? You go back to 100 years ago when I first started trading, stock splits, it took 1 to 3 years for the stock to make it back to its pre-split price. But after the split announcement, boom, it dropped. Man, there was no, it dropped. It dropped. It just, you knew it was going to happen. You traded right into the very end of the split, maybe not the very last minute, but the last days of the split. You traded on the way up right until there, and then it split, and you kind of walked away and watched for the bounce and start to gain some strength, and then you took it. Amazon did just that. It dropped. Google dropped in 1 day and then got a couple-day bounce before a big pullback, right? A lot of financial news, inflation, energy prices, all of that driving around us. And don't think any of that's gone away, folks. Remember, all of these European, not tariffs, all the restrictions going on Russian oil start to kick in December. So we at the U.S. are seeing $1 million a barrel of our strategic reserve coming out, which is a huge mistake, in my opinion, to do that. It's not a reason to bring out strategic reserves. Europe is still getting some energy, some oil from Russia, although India is buying a lot of Russian oil up right now, right? If they push the envelope and stop purchasing the energy from Russia and really hold on to those sanctions, was the word I was looking for. Thank you for that. We're going to be back in the same boat where things turn over, rock over to the downside, and then you would see the stocks, when they do a split, just continue that slide to the downside. So you've got to be careful here. Tesla is bringing itself into roughly a $300 company, right? They're sitting right now, 930. So if they closed at 900, just to pick a number, that'd be about a $300 stock. If they closed at 100, it'd be $333 stock, right? Whatever it is. You had one share, They took that one away from you and gave you 3 shares in total for the same price that it closed at on the previous day. And this is happening on August 24th is when they're doing that 3-for-1 split. So on the 25th, so 24th on the close, after the close, when they do the actual official number, and then on the open the next day is when you will see in your account, you've got 3 times the number of shares, 3 times the number of contracts too. Excuse me, if you're an options trader, right? For me, I'm going to be looking at Tesla very closely. I didn't take advantage of Google the way I wanted to, but of the 3 of them, they were the one that I had the least interest in. I think Google was, I put a lot of cash, much more than we normally do into any one position in Amazon, because I think when it comes to retail, Amazon's going to rule the world. You know, you go back to, can't remember the movie with Sylvester Stallone, where he was they put him in cryogenics. He was a cop. They didn't like what he did. He was found guilty. They froze him. And then was it Wesley Snipes was a bad guy. He got out. Demolition Man. There you go. Appreciate that. Thank you for that. And, you know, when he came out, Taco Bell was the only restaurant that survived the restaurant wars, right? And God, I hope I never have to live in that kind of time with the food they were serving in Taco Bell. But anyway, I digress, right? How this all laid out was Amazon, I think, is going to rule the world, period, with what they do as far as retail sales goes. Google, yes, absolutely. When it comes to search, YouTube, all of that, without a doubt, 1,000,000%, right? But Tesla, I think, has the bigger growth opportunity behind it comparative to a Google. I think the opportunity to the upside is much greater, especially that they did not do a 20-for-1 split. That would have put them into massive blue chip stock and made it almost impossible to get any real good growth out of them at all. Not that they wouldn't go up, but they would go up blue chip style, IBM style, right? Microsoft style. Paul, correct. On Amazon, it was selling the call. That is correct. Yes, for a covered call. Let's see. Barry said, but Tesla's book value is still only about $35 a share. After the split, it would be $12 a share. Even at $300, it's a huge purchase price. Absolutely. But this is Y2K all over again. All of these companies that had the opportunity to move to the upside, right? Do I think we're going to see a Tesla fail? Tesla's number one. When it comes to the EV cars, goodness, I couldn't get those words out. When it comes to an EV car, there's nobody that's going to beat them. I don't see it. They just had their one plant in Asia produced a 3 millionth car. They said not a big deal. Toyota in Asia produces 10 million cars a year. We're at 3 million, right? But they're not electric vehicles. Tesla owns the battery rights. It's just what he does and where he's about, Barry. You're absolutely right when it comes to book value. I just see that they've got the biggest opportunity for growth. It doesn't seem to matter to companies, to traders, investors, the book value right now. They're more worried about what we see going forward. And Tesla, to me, is the opportunity. So, yeah, Erica said, yes, Amazon rocks. Yep. Chipotle did not even exist in the 1990s when the movie came out. It was Taco Bell. I think I said Taco Bell. If I said Chipotle, I was wrong. It was Taco Bell that won the war. Yeah, and Erica said, wow, thanks for providing insight on Tesla versus Google. And Erica, listen, that's my opinion, right? You guys may look at it the same way as Barry and go, no way, I'm not touching Tesla. It is not worth it to me. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm not here to tell you what to trade. I'm here to tell you how to trade, right? And the reasons why you might choose to do it. Everybody has to make that ultimate decision of what to do, right? And Amazon at $100, excuse me. Amazon at $100 was a lot easier to swallow than another company, Tesla or whomever, at $300, right? I think we will see a lot more share purchases out there. Now, keep in mind, Tesla, I don't remember when. When did Tesla do their last split? Here we go. They did a 5-for-1 in August of 2020. So if we look, let's do it this way. It may not matter. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's still there. So if we hit the letter U, let's see, we were up here at 2,250 bucks. They dropped down to 500. They ran back to 1,250. And then they're going to go back down as high as 1,250. Now they're going to go back down to 300 bucks again. All right. So it's just, they've done well for themselves in the last little bit. They're on their second split, unlike an Amazon or a Google, which we haven't had that before. All right, let me see what you guys have here. Paul said, why wouldn't you short Tesla if you expect it to dip on the split, then buy after? You could, Paul, but the problem is, I don't think it just comes down to right now the split itself. I think it comes down to the news that's around it. And I don't even mean around Tesla. I mean the news that's around the market at the time that the actual oops, it happened today, right? No control over what happened economic-wise, government-wise. And no control over that when you do your split, right? Whatever happens today is going to happen today. You picked this out 3 weeks ago to split today, and you had no idea that the government was going to come out and say something just happened with Russia and Ukraine, or something just happened with energy, or something happened with OPEC. A war started, Korea did this, China did that, we did that, whoever, right? We have no idea about that stuff. So I think all of that plays into it. So if you see that Tesla comes out and there's all this negative news around the market, then yes, buy some puts and play the downside, without a doubt. Shorting the stock leaves itself to a much different environment if you're not familiar with it, right? How far down can the stock go? Zero. How far up can the stock go? Unlimited. So you have unlimited risk for a limited profit. So because of that, you got to be cautious. But I agree. You just got to watch what it's doing around that time period, right? Excellent. All right, what stocks do you guys want to take a look at? Go ahead and drop those puppies in. What do you want to see? Let's see. Brenda said QQQ. So let me go over. Let me do this first. Let's bring this up. And let me go ahead and get this full list of stocks here. All right. So would you consider today the second day of a 3 to 5 day move for the Qs? So I would consider today the fourth day. All right. So we had the gap up. We had that gap up last week, right? We retested there. We continued up and we closed down, right? But that pullback is not, I wouldn't negate the rest of the move because of that. That pullback is not surprising after the previous day's move, right? Not unheard of. So, you know, you're there now. And with us sitting at that 333.44, if we 332.44, if we close right there, Brenda, what does that do for us? What does that mean? Well, we are at a switchback trade, which means break to the upside, retest and bounce. 339.48 is resistance. Break to the downside, retest and fail. And your 8 moving average very close to the next fib line. So about 323.75 roughly is your downside support, not target. That's support. Target's going to be above that. All right. I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments. Let's see. Trader Will is asking for AMD. I'm sure Trip's going to ask it somewhere along the way as well. You're welcome, Brenda. All right, so let me see. All right, so here's the entire fib. No need to redraw. On fibs, we're getting lower highs, certainly getting lower lows in there. Big trend to the downside. So, I mean, the opportunity, we're in a true bullish bias right now. So we retested the 100-point level and bounced. So that was the entry up to 100, okay? So anytime, you know, if you're looking at the intraday chart and it's looking good, there's an opportunity there. Whether it's a good day trade or not today, I can't say that because we've already had a good movement already for the day and given a bunch back. Be careful of these tops right in here. This wick here, somewhere in that range, it looks like we may halt. We actually did here. We slowed down already, right? But 106.12 is our upside target. Well, if you got it for a swing, and nice confluence on the 8 moving average. Great job there picking that one out. All right, so I hope that helps. Tripp's asking for IBM. I've been moved. All right, so let's keep going. Come on, baby. All right, there we go. Now we can at least see the entire fib. We're in a true bear bias of our averages. But today's move has been phenomenal. We went from a neutral bias, which will put us into a bullish bias if we stay here. So, Trip, because moving averages are so far away, I'd really love to see it above the 135.68, a retest and a bounce up to 138.94. All right, it's the next opportunity level. All right. And then Micron. All right, let's see the whole thing. A lot of importance on these bottoms right in here, folks, right? But I am going to take that line out. Pull this out a little bit. Pull that there. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So we're sitting right up against the 64.84 to the 64.84 level. Okay. Now, well, think about it. It crossed this negative 618, but didn't close below it. So nothing in there that says we need to redraw on that. Cool. All right. So, Trip, I'm looking for the close above 64.84, the retest and the bounce with 68.34 as resistance. Right? Nothing bearish on it. I'd only be looking to play bullish at this point. But at least yesterday, Friday's close brought us above that 64.84. It's the first time. One attempt and a fail. Second attempt, we failed right at it. Third attempt, we closed Friday above. So I like that a lot. All right. Hope that helps, Trip. Appreciate your input there. Trader was asking for Target, TGT. So I know there's a lot of hit after Walmart came out and started getting poo-pooed on for what their comments were with slowdown and all that good stuff. 71.87. Let me see something here. $9. We need a Fibit in there. Good. Perfect. Perfect. So we're looking at 179.35. Will is the first upside target. 187.29 is next. And then we'll also ask any chance of closing the window. This is the open window right in here, the gap down. Yeah, I think we'll close it at some point. Well, whether it's now or next earnings season. Actually, they are earnings, right? Because the last one, this was them coming out and all right. So remember back as we were doing market mornings at this time when Target came out with that announcement, we actually traded Target right off of that announcement and did awesome with it. And because they were still very overvalued options, way out of the money for credit spreads. It was just phenomenal. But they came out and said they were writing down some inventory because of what was going on in the slowdown, but it was only going to be a 1 quarter effect from what I remember. So this earnings coming out now, and again, you want to check dates, folks. If anybody's got a confirmed date, you can let me know. That would be great. But we're looking at August 17th, and the 16th is dividends. I hate when they do that. I'd rather the earning comes out at the same time. Let's see, $1.08 dividend, 90 cents. So they increased the dividend by 18 cents a share, which is big. Okay, you know what? Let's see. 90 cents. 90 cents. 68. So they've gone up handsomely on their dividend. 68 to 90, and what is now, what did I say? $1.08, right? $1.08. Okay. So 817 confirmed. I appreciate that, Trip. Thank you. On target, right? So we're looking at that 179.35 as the first target. And if their earnings, if they actually did turn around from last quarter till now, and their earnings are better than they had been, I think sky is the limit as far as the opportunity goes for them. I think we can see that window close if they get that good earnings announcement, but not without that. Well, we need that first. So Erica said, do you write covered calls weekly on Amazon? I haven't done it as much as I should. I've done some. I need to get more consistent with it. But my thought was, I think Amazon still has a big push to the upside. I think there's another leg left in it. So I don't want to be on the wrong side of the covered call there. I'm not ready to have that stock taken away, even at a higher price than it is right now. I have big hopes for where this goes. This could be, retirement house for us, right? I mean, it's just there's that much opportunity there, I believe, in an Amazon. So let's see. SPXL. It was Kevin asked for that. That is 3x bullish. So folks, remember, these 3x positions are not for the faint of heart. You better have a good understanding of how to hit enter if you're trying to trade a 3x. It's just 3 times the aggressive, right? They did close below the 618. We need a new fib on that one. And there's the package police barking away. All right. So right now, SPXL 94.85 is our resistance. Right now, we ran right into it. Get above that, retest and bounce. $100.26 is the new resistance, right? If it fails off of this tomorrow, then 89.44 is our downside target with a confluence of the 8. So I like that one a lot, Kevin. Good pick on this, by the way. Daniel's asking for Roku. And those of you that put thank yous in there, I appreciate it. You are welcome. Roku, toughie, right? Just a toughie right now. They're still moving $7 and jingle, $7.50-ish a day, right? From high to low. But Daniel, I'd like to see it close 84 quarter, half, something like that. Retest at 83.72 and bounce, right? 83 up to 96. 13. We don't need a fib it in there, but Daniel, on something this lower price, I'd probably exit half of it at the midpoint. Which ironically, let's see something here. All right, it was close. I was thinking it was this wick, went right up to it. Got really close. The high on this candle, 89.54, and here we're at 89.89. 35 cents difference. Let's see. Hope that helps, Daniel. Yes, Brenda, was a big gap for sure on target. Yep. Kevin, you're welcome. Jency is asking for Mara, M-A-R-A. All right, $16 stock. Let's kind of dive into this one a little bit. So we had a nice move up and then this big slide down. So I'm going to take this over to template number 1. And that was the fib drawn right off of here. Right? We ran all the way up to this -1 up here, and then we failed. And if we look, so we had a good V top in here. Nice V bottom and a new V top there. Sideways move. Sideways move. Right, V bottom. Okay. In there. But this move lends itself to too big of a move to draw the fib off of. Right? Watch. 51 to 59. You got to start putting fibbits on everything. Right? It's too big of a move. So if we look at, not what I wanted, wrong drawn tool. If we look at the move here, V-top, right? V-top there, sideways move, right? And then we had a V-bottom, right? New V-top in here before the bounce. So we're probably looking at this move right in there as the largest directional move closest to the right side of the chart. Right? So right off of here. So 47.11 down to 19.43. Okay. 1190 to 1943. So we definitely need fibbits on these lower ends. So we're going to put in a negative 136 and a 118. See, notice I haven't talked about where it's at, what the setup is. I don't care. I'm looking at the pattern first, the chart first, the technicals first. Then we'll go back and analyze the stock based on what we drew. I don't want to make this all about, you know, I draw a fib and then I go, oh yeah, it's really not near it today, so let's use a different one. Sooner or later, you'll find something to work, right? But let's find the right setup here is what I want to be, right? So we're good there, a little bit high on the fibs, but we're not going to split it again. We'll leave it just too low a price stock at that point. 1943 is the resistance. It's at 1809 right now. So on Mara, excuse me there. Oh. All right, there we go. On Mara, how do we look? So the stock's trading at $18. If you own this stock already, right, it's at 18 bucks. If you go to a 35 delta, which is 19 and a half, it's $1.35 away ish. You could pick up 62 cents and give someone the right to take it away at 19 and a half. If you don't own it already, make that smaller, it's too big. If you don't own it already, go find about a 20 delta, 16. They're going to pay you 32 cents to give them the right to make you buy the stock at $16. I'm ready to buy it at $18.14 right now. Why not let someone put it to me at 16 bucks and pay me along the way, which means they're actually putting it to me at 15.70, right, versus 18.20. So tremendous difference there. So I'm not a fan of stocks at that price level unless I'm covered calling and selling puts, you know, naked puts. Right. So I hope that helps. Jency. Good, Daniel. I'm glad to hear. You're welcome, Jency. ABC might have worked, Brenda. Let me see. Kevin's asking for Amazon. Last one. Right. The analysis over the weekend was managed trade. We have an open trade on Amazon right now in power option plays. Let me just see where this is going to open up. You just never know what page is going to pop up on. No pun intended. So this was everything from last week. Thursday and Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Amazon is right here. We've got an open trade. We took our first exit. We're up a whopping $312 on our first exit. We got out on August 10th at 144. Let's see, August 10th. $144. Okay, so right in here. So nothing new is added for us yet. We're looking for the breakout and the move up to the 154.5. So about 153.5 is where we'll get out of that trade. Okay. Excuse me. So I hope that helped, Kevin. Let's see. Karen said, is the recording part of this on the TV part of the website of Wealth Builders? So up here, you've got WBHQ TV. All right. Power Hour. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're having this Wednesday. Yeah, so you can see this is the last one we did. All right. So yes, you'll find it here. You can also, and it's funny, we had Karen, two Karens had asked the question. You'll find them on the TV section right here, or you can go to YouTube. Go to our YouTube channel, and you will find it posted. My name is Robert Roy. Welcome on the YouTube channel. Right? If you just go over to videos, you'll see here's 5 days ago, the last power hour we did. All right. Cool. Yeah, there you go, Erica. Good question. Excellent. You're right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're about done. Lee dropped in the link to the YouTube channel. Folks, have a great rest of your day. I'm going to leave the room open for a couple of minutes. Lee's going to stick around a little while so you guys can grab those links. Check out some of the tools we talked about in here today. You know, take advantage of the free trials, folks. By all means, just rock on them, right? If you want to learn how to do what I do, then do what I do. Follow along with the various trainings that we give you guys here. All right, have a great day, and I will see all of you at our next update. Take care, everyone. Talk soon. Bye for now.